Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the ancient philosophy of Stoicism and how it can help you master your emotions. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by anger, anxiety, or sadness? Ever wished you could just control how you react to things that stress you out? Well, you're in the right place. Stoicism is a philosophy that dates back over 2,000 years to ancient Greece and Rome. It's a system of thinking designed to help us understand what we can control in life and what we can't. Think of it as a guide to inner peace, no matter what's happening around you. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca believed that while we can't control external events, we can control how we respond to them. And that's where the power of mastering your emotions comes in. But why should we care about Stoicism today, in the 21st century? It's because, now more than ever, we're constantly bombarded by situations that trigger emotional reactions, whether it's stress at work, relationship issues, or just dealing with the noise of social media. Stoicism teaches us how to step back, think, and control our emotional responses. And mastering your emotions means living a more peaceful, focused, and fulfilled life. So stick with me, and let's explore how you can apply Stoic principles to take control of your emotions. One of the fundamental teachings of Stoicism is the idea of control. According to the Stoics, there are two types of things in life: things we can control and things we can't. It sounds simple, but think about it. How often do we stress over things we have no power over? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So the first step to mastering your emotions is to distinguish between what you can and cannot control. Now let's break this down. What's within your control? Your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. You can't control other people's behavior, the weather, or even the outcome of certain situations, but you can control how you interpret and respond to them. If we focus on what we can control, our own responses, we start to free ourselves from unnecessary emotional turmoil. It's liberating, right? Instead of getting frustrated by external things, we redirect our energy towards controlling ourselves, which is the essence of emotional mastery. Wisdom is key in Stoicism. It's about understanding what is good, bad, and indifferent. The Stoics believe that virtue is the only true good. This means aligning your actions and thoughts with reason and virtue, basically living according to nature. Emotions like anger or anxiety, while normal, are often irrational because they're based on things we can't control. When we use wisdom to see the bigger picture, we can prevent irrational emotions from taking over. In a way, we train our mind to be less reactive and more thoughtful. The Stoics also taught a technique that we can call emotional distancing. Imagine that you're watching your own life from a third-person perspective, like a spectator. This shift in perspective helps you step back from intense emotions and assess situations logically. You'll see how temporary most of these feelings are, and this distance allows you to regain control over your reactions. Next time you feel yourself getting overwhelmed by a situation, take a mental step back. Observe your emotions without judgment. This practice helps you stay grounded and prevents emotions from hijacking your responses. Now let's talk about a practical tool you can use in your day-to-day life, the Stoic pause. In any situation that stirs up strong emotions, give yourself a moment of pause before reacting. It's simple but powerful. Before you respond to a frustrating email, an argument with a loved one, or any stressful event, take a deep breath, pause, and ask yourself, is this within my control? That pause is the key to emotional mastery. By not reacting impulsively, you can choose a response that's aligned with reason and wisdom, rather than being swept away by your emotions. Now that we've covered some core Stoic principles, let's look specifically at how Stoicism reframes our understanding of emotions. The Stoics didn't believe that emotions like fear, anger, or sadness were inherently bad, but they recognized that letting emotions control us is what causes problems. In Stoicism, emotions are seen as judgments or interpretations of external events. For example, when something doesn't go our way, we feel frustrated, but that frustration is based on our interpretation that something bad happened. Stoicism helps us shift our thinking and realize that most emotions are reactions to things we can't control. By changing our perception, we can control our emotional responses. In Stoicism, there's a concept called passions, which refers to uncontrolled, excessive emotions. The Stoics viewed passions as disturbances to the soul. For them, the goal was to replace these destructive emotions with eupatheia, or feelings of joy, caution, and rational desire. Passions like anger, fear, or grief aren't just emotional experiences, they're the result of poor reasoning. By practicing Stoicism, we aim to move from these irrational passions to healthier emotions rooted in reason and virtue. This is where emotional mastery really begins. One powerful Stoic tool is cognitive reframing, which means changing the way you perceive a situation. Modern psychology calls this cognitive behavioral therapy, but the Stoics were teaching it long before. Let's say you're stuck in traffic. Naturally, you might get annoyed or frustrated, thinking, "This is a waste of time." But what if you reframed the situation? Instead of seeing it as a waste, you could view it as an opportunity to practice patience or listen to a podcast. When we shift our perspective, we change the emotional response that comes with it. The event itself hasn't changed, but our mind has. This is emotional mastery in action, controlling our judgments to change how we feel. Another major Stoic concept is amor fati, which means loving one's fate. It's about accepting the events of life as they come, without resisting them emotionally. This doesn't mean being passive, but rather accepting things as they are, whether good or bad, and finding peace in that acceptance. When we stop fighting reality, we stop creating unnecessary suffering for ourselves. For example, if we accept that not everything will go according to our plans, we won't feel crushed when things go wrong. Instead of wasting emotional energy on resistance, we focus on what we can do in response. Negative visualization is another Stoic technique that helps you prepare emotionally for difficult situations. It sounds counterintuitive, but by imagining the worst-case scenario, you prepare yourself mentally and reduce emotional shock when things don't go as expected. For example, imagine losing your job or facing a financial setback. By visualizing these possibilities, you're emotionally preparing yourself to face them calmly if they ever happen. You'll be less anxious and more equipped to handle challenges because you've already faced them mentally. This method strengthens emotional resilience. The Stoics also believed in transforming obstacles into opportunities. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the things that frustrate us can become the very things that help us grow. Next time you face a challenge, instead of letting it provoke negative emotions, ask yourself, how can this make me stronger? What lesson can I learn from this? By changing your mindset, you turn difficulties into stepping stones for growth, which is the ultimate form of emotional mastery. Now that we've explored the Stoic principles and how they can help with emotional mastery, let's look at how you can integrate these practices into your daily life. The goal is to make Stoicism a natural part of your routine, so it becomes second nature. One simple way to start is by setting aside a few minutes each day for reflection. This can be in the morning to set your intentions or in the evening to review your day. Ask yourself questions like, what did I learn today? Did I react to anything irrationally? This practice helps you stay mindful of your emotional responses and adjust your mindset as needed. A Stoic journal can be a powerful tool for emotional mastery. In your journal, you can document daily events, your reactions, and reflections on Stoic teachings. For example, write about a challenging situation you faced and how you applied Stoic principles to manage your emotions. Include entries about your successes and areas for improvement. Over time, this journal will help you see patterns in your emotional responses and track your progress. It's a practical way to reinforce your commitment to Stoicism and to keep improving your emotional resilience. Here are a few daily exercises to practice Stoicism. Start your day with a Stoic meditation, reminding yourself of what is within your control and setting intentions to handle challenges with wisdom. In the evening, reflect on your day. What went well? What could you have done better? And how did you handle emotional triggers? Practicing mindful breathing can help you center yourself during moments of stress. Simply pause, breathe deeply, and remind yourself of Stoic principles. Additionally, focus on gratitude by shifting your attention to what you're thankful for rather than what's frustrating you. This shift in focus can change your emotional state and improve your outlook on life. Let's look at some real-life examples of people who have successfully applied Stoicism to manage their emotions. For instance, Admiral James Stockdale, a Vietnam War POW, used Stoic principles to endure years of captivity. He focused on what he could control, his attitude and responses, rather than the harsh conditions he faced. Another example is Tim Ferriss, who talks about using Stoic techniques to handle stress and anxiety in his personal and professional life. These examples show that Stoicism isn't just theoretical. It's a practical, effective approach to mastering emotions in challenging situations. Implementing Stoic practices isn't always easy. You might face challenges, such as falling back into old emotional patterns or struggling to remember Stoic techniques in the heat of the moment. To overcome these obstacles, be patient with yourself. Change takes time, and progress is gradual. Seeking support from a Stoic community or finding a mentor can help keep you motivated. Using reminders or prompts throughout your day can also help you stay focused on Stoic principles. The more you practice, the more natural these techniques will become. In conclusion, Stoicism offers powerful tools for mastering your emotions and living a more peaceful life. By focusing on what you can control, reframing your perceptions, and practicing daily Stoic exercises, you can transform how you respond to life's challenges. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Also, let me know in the comments how you plan to incorporate Stoicism into your daily life, or share your own experiences with Stoic practices. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.